Welcome to another edition of Motherland. If you are new to this channel, like and subscribe.
Don't worry. They don't meet you. They don't meet them. I'm done.
Government may have quelled the protest, but they had ignited a political consciousness with 70% of the population under the age of 30. This can be a powerful force for any politician who can harness it. Enter Obi with his reputation for good governance and his disdain for the trapping of office.
In 1 year alone, we cut the cost of governors' travel by 80%. Why? When they invite me to Abuja for meeting, I'm the only person invited. Why should I go with 30 other people who nobody invited and they have no reason to be there? And that's what is happening. You don't need to go too far. No, it's important that you know that. That is what is your problem, the cost. I have to pay for 30 people, nobody invited for the meeting. They constitute a nuisance to the traveling public at the airport. I go to the hotel and pay for them. And you know, because they're idle, they eat more. Because they have nothing they're doing. Why should I pay for them? And that was the cost. And it's important that if you people get involved, because when people say, they say, where did you get the money from? We didn't get the money from anywhere. We had 12 governors' guest house when I started. I shut all of them down. I'm a married man. If I finish work, I go home. There's no reason why I should go to guest house. Because he's the governor. The governor has to live an exemplary life.
He represented a far more possible candidate for change than either Atiku or Tinubu, both of whom are mired in corruption allegations. Peter Obi on March 24th, 2022 declared his intention to contest the 2023 presidential election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. PDP exit. On 25th May, Peter Obi announced his resignation from the PDP and also withdraw from contesting the party's presidential primary election.
Party is like an association. You have freedom of association. You have freedom to go in, freedom to go out. It's a relationship thing. And when you go into a relationship thing, an association, you go in there for a reason. And if you feel that maybe the activities that you go on is at variance with your own person and your principles, the only thing you can do is to quietly and decently leave the place. And that's what I did. You could see my write-up to the chairman of the party. There was no tone there that shows any quarrel or anything. I thank them for the opportunity of being their member, opportunity of associating myself there, and said, going on, I found out that I can no longer continue because of some activities I believe that are at variance with my person and my principles.
When it became clear that Atiku was going to win the PDP presidential primaries, Obi defected to Labour Party.
For me to not leave that, so it's like leaving that massive, impressive palace to a hut. That shows somebody who is determined to create. I'd rather be in a hut.
With no chances?
In peace, and build the future. I'm a creator. I've created wealth. I believe in building. You know, when I went to Africa, I never won anything. I started there. That's why I'm telling people, come, let's stay in this hut, peaceful, organized, and build the future. The
consensus among political analysts at that time was that Obi had dug his political grave. The consensus was wrong. 2 days later, on May 27, 2022, Peter Obi announced that he is a member of Labour Party (LP) and would be aspiring for the presidency on this party's platform. On 30th of May, Peter Obi emerged the presidential candidate of Labour Party after other candidates like Pat Utomi stepped down for him. Over the past few months, Obedient, as they are fondly called, Peter Obi supporters have taken to the street, flying the Labour Party flag over Lagos and some state capitals in and across Nigeria, funding billboards with Peter Obi's face and donating offices across the country to be used for campaign planning and coordination. Logistical support has come too from Nigerians in diaspora, which is why events like the ones in Los Angeles are so important to his campaign. His main rivals remain better funded and organized. The APC and the PDP have national reach developed over years and can call on many political heavyweights in support of their respective causes. Obi is unfazed. He insisted in June 2022, when he received the Labour Party nomination to run for the presidency, that 100 million Nigerians who live in poverty will be the structure. The 35 million Nigerians who don't know where their next meal will come from will be his structure. A verse in the Bible reads, "Obedience is better than sacrifice." Obi supporters have tweaked it for their slogan, "Obedience is better than sacrifice," referring to a tactic used to buy votes. These favors have propelled Peter Obi from fringe candidate into the mainstream, but it has also marked potential weakness. In 2022, the online newspaper Premium Times reported on a web of shell company in tax havens controlled by Obi. He admitted he has not declared these assets, nor is there much clarity on how he plans to turn Nigeria around. A few months ago, no one thought that Obi had any chance of taking power, but a Bloomberg poll last year found that of voters who had decided how to vote, some 72% were voting for Obi. The poll was conducted through an app, however, which excludes nearly 2/3 of the population who don't have smartphones. But it does prove that Obi and his followers have forced the country to take him and his youthful constituency, his representative, serious. Appointments while he was governor of Anambra State. Federal Government Committee on Minimum Wage. Federal Government Committee on Negotiation with Labour and Subsidy. Federal Government Committee on Mass Transit. Federal Government Committee on Natural Resources. National Economic Council Committee on Power Sector Reform. National Economic Council Committee on Sharing of MDGs Funds. National Economic Council Committee on Accurate Data on Nigeria's Oil Import and Export. Agricultural Transformation Implementation Council. Subcommittee on Need Analysis of Public Universities in Nigeria. National Economic Council Review Committee on Power Sector. Obi's wife. Peter Obi got married to Margaret Brownson Hussein in 1992. Their marriage is blessed with 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl. The marriage was rumored was about to hit the rock in 2017. Margaret debunked the rumor while describing it as the height of wickedness. His daughter, Nwakama, is married to a Chicago-based businessman, Chukwuma Okeke Ojundu. The marriage was held in April 2022. Obi described his daughter as a teacher in secondary school. He claimed his children have never participated in any public life and that his son, that is going to be 30 soon, doesn't own a car because he has to buy his own car, not him. However, there are reports that his son, Gregory, drives a 2017 BMW X6 worth approximately 6 million naira in the UK, and he has been driving same since February 2018. Awards collected by Peter Obi. Sun Newspaper Man of the Year 2007. This Day Newspaper Most Prudent Governor in Nigeria 2009. This Day's Governor of the Decade 2020. Champions newspaper Nigeria Most Trustworthy Governor 2009, West African ICT Development Award for Governor of the Year 2010, Zik Leadership Prize 2011, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Best Performing Governor on Immunization in Southeast 2012, Ezeife Leadership Foundation Leadership and Good Governance Award 2012, Methodist Church of Nigeria's Golden Award on Prudence 2012, Business Hallmark Newspaper Man of the Year 2012, Silverbird Man of the Year 2013, The Voice Nigerians Award for Outstanding Example in Leadership and Governance 2014, Champion Newspaper Most Outstanding Igbo Man of the Decade 2014, Nigerian Library Association Golden Merit Award 2014, Pontifical Esquarretarian Order of the St. Sylvester Pope and Martyr 2014, Catholic Diocese of Onitsha Golden Jubilee Award 2015. His achievement: he was the first gubernatorial candidate in Nigeria to legally challenge to its logical conclusion his governorship election victory that was denied him. He won in court and reclaimed his mandate. He was the first governor in Nigeria to legally challenge his wrongful impeachment and was reinstated by the court. He was the first governor in Nigeria to seek the interpretation of tenures of governor when INEC allowed elections to take place in Anambra State when his tenure had not expired. The election already concluded was cancelled and he was allowed to complete his tenure. He was the first governor to serve a second term in both the new and old Anambra State, that is almost 40 years after creation of the state. He was the first governor, while still in office, to be appointed as special advisor to the president. He was the first serving governor to be appointed into the Presidential Economic Management team. He was among the first governor to be honored with a national award in 2011 while still in office. Though the only governor whose political party was in government in only one state, he was elected vice chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum twice. Though the only non-PDP governor in the southeast state made up of 5 states, he was elected by the other 4 PDP governors as the chairman for 8 years rather than the usual 1 year. His time in the governor's residence in Anambra has become the foundation of his political appeal today. In his trademark black native attire and with just a few aides walking beside him, Obi's public image was not that of a typical Nigerian politician. Even more atypical were the state's finance under his watch. Unlike most every other governor in the country's history, Obi saved money during his tenure. In 2014, when he left power in Anambra, he was granted a chieftaincy title, Okute the Rock.
There's enough money in this country. The responsibility, waste is too much. The greed is too high. This is the only country where people like me in office wants to own everything in the world. It is not so. You don't need to. You can serve your people, reduce your greed, and produce maximum. So please, I urge all of you, nobody can build this country. We have no other country except this one. Nobody can do it. Not the people who are there today. I'm happy Ben is here. Let me tell you, the characters of the people that are there cannot change it. They cannot build it. So if you want to stay here and think that, oh, they will change it. No. They will not change it. I always tell people that when I went to Anambra State, it was a case of where lunatics were in charge of the asylum. I needed to put them back to the asylum and build a better place for the society. So you can do it and you can change it. So collectively, please, when you go back to your homes this night, look at your children. When you look at your children, you make up your mind. We must stop this abuse of our country. Otherwise, the society we abuse today will take its revenge on our children tomorrow. Let us build a better place for them. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you for watching. Do well to like and subscribe in order to keep this channel running and to bring in new content for you to enjoy.